Okay, after suddenly disappearing, here I am back again. Needless to say, it's been a rough week, and more on that later, but due to some major inconveniences, I wasn't able to make any videos or work on any projects or anything like that. So I decided that I should get my lazy ass back to working, and I decided to fresh up my mind a little bit, like take a different approach, and ended up making a project in just 3 days. And this is, well, it's not a devlog or anything because it's not gonna be like a whole game or anything. I mean, I will be uploading the game, I guess. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so I do have two other games in the background I'm working on. One is this FPS thing that I've really put a lot of time into. I will be continuing on that, and the other one, this adventure one thingy, things aren't really looking right for that one. Anyway, so taking a little bit of inspiration from this particular video on YouTube, I decided, well, I should make a game about sailing. Well, why sailing or why boat related stuff? There isn't really a reason. I just watched his video and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Why not I make one too? But my approach is going to be completely different. He's making a game that's fully fleshed out, inspired by Sea of Thieves, and has a lot of mechanics similar to it, such as enemies and stuff. On the other hand, in my game, there isn't really any enemies or anything. There isn't really going to be a specific goal or anything. You're going to just be having a boat that you can just use to go back and forth and steer left and right and just explore around your map. The main purpose of this game is to just make it a little bit like, visually appealing, so that you can just move around from one place to another, like, exploring different biomes. And when you explore one, there's going to be like a little tick mark or something that's going to show you where to go next and stuff, visiting locations and chilling and stuff. So due to my mental health going through a bit of a rocky road, I decided to make a chilling, relaxing game just to ease up on, my stress a little bit. So I ended up making this game. I call it A Sail to Nowhere. Pretty original, yeah. So the game isn't going to be copying any mechanics from its video the game itself is inspired from, because I'm too lazy to code anything special into it. It's just going to be a game where you control this basically boat-like thing, move around, explore the area, look at these trees moving around, and look at this ocean thingy and stuff. So yeah, let me just show you how I made this. It's a mini devlog or something. I don't know, I'm just gonna make this thing and then upload it on my each page or something like that. I don't know. So the gameplay was gonna be pretty simple. I wanted a simple boat that was gonna have this bouncing effect while being on water, and you'll be able to control its speed, like, a traditional boat controller like thing. So I ended up setting up the scene. The scene has a terrain and a water shader, which I previously used for this video of my pixel art rendering thing. Then I started on working on like the most unnecessary thing, which was the bouncy effect, or what do you even call it? I don't know. The thing that allows your boat or your thing that's floating on the water to sort of like, go up and down and give that, impression of it's on water or something like that. So the same guy who made that sailing video also had this tutorial for, setting up a buoyancy effect, I don't know. Let me just real quick check if the pronunciation is correct. Yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna say it's buoyancy. So yeah, I set it up, and I also tweaked the script to add some random rotations and stuff, and then I moved on to the boat controller. So for the boat controller, I wanted to set up a basic looking like Unity vehicle controller or something like that, but I just didn't know how to implement it, or how to take the approach. So I started off with experimenting with a few different versions of it, and none of them worked. Safe to say, none of them worked because I'm just stupid, or I don't know, and my computer is too slow to even record anything. So I don't think so I'll be able to show you a lot of clip here. And there goes the ball. Yep. Okay. The ball actually disappeared. Wait, give me a second. Where's the ball? Wait. Yeah, I don't think so. That's supposed to be there. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I did experimenting, and after a few attempts, I was able to set it up, and I can't show you because it's literally on 1 FPS. And I was still working on the boat controller. I did follow Mix and Jam's videos, but still it was difficult, so I just ditched it all at once and I just moved on to trying to make the water look good. I also wasted a lot of time just trying to make the water look just right. I did a lot of experimenting until I came up with the final look. And then after that I went to the boat controller again, and now we have a spinning cube. I'm trying. Okay, after a few minutes of totally not looking to the source code of the original files, I present to you another cube that's supposed to spin, but wait, it also moves. Yay. So that's the boat controller done. So I set things up, and I also got this boat model from Sketchfab, and then I just added the boat controller thing to the actual model. Since I couldn't get the buoyancy effect and the boat controller connected at the same time, so I decided that no one's going to notice if the boat actually doesn't, properly, move exactly towards the buoyancy effect, something like that. No one's actually going to notice. So I decided to have the boat model is going to have the buoyancy effect, but inside of that model there's going to be another cube that's going to be controlling, like carrying the full boat controller. So basically the boat itself, the way the water moves the boat, that doesn't really, collide with the controller or anything. It's fully independent, and it doesn't really changes the way you move the boat or anything, and it's just there for a show. So yeah, it's basically nothing but a show. And with a lot of effort I was able to put a cube inside of my boat so that it moves the boat. I was too lazy to code anything else, and I think this will do the job. Okay. And that did not... the cube works. The cube works. And after putting the cube inside my boat, the boat works too now. Now, ignore the fact that the movement looks very weird, but it works. All we need to know is that it works. We just got inside of a big mountain and we're jumping and going out of control really fast, but it works. One thing that I really wanted to look after was the way the game looked, because the game isn't really going to be offering a lot in terms of gameplay wise or anything. So the thing that I wanted to make sure was that the game would look really, really good. Things like aesthetics matter, shit like that, so that I can, just basically present my shitty game as a very good looking, pleasing, relaxing experience on Google Play Store or some shit. I don't know. So I ended up using a pre-made asset, since I didn't really want to go into any hassle of creating, some really cool shading or fog or anything else like that. So I ended up using this asset called Cozy Weather, which basically adds these really, really realistic looking clouds and, other image effects all over your screen to make your ugly game look a little bit better. Take it as cause. Yeah, anyway, moving along. Also added some wind particle effects to simulate that, depth of being in an ocean, some stylized wind. They're not anything special, they're just basically moving default sprites stretched across and has line renderer to them. The sky, however, the default one was nice, but I ended up duplicating the original sky and rotating it and changing the shader code a little bit so that that one renders a bit differently, which allowed me to create this second layer of cloud underneath the actual layer, and honestly, in my opinion, it looked really good. Also, the bouncy effect was properly working with the boat, and I think it looks sort of good. I guess safe to say that the game looks sort of in a playable state. You know what I mean by playable, right? Yay, that's playable. It was all good though. The game looked really cool, and the boat sort of works, apart from going crazy some points and the controller not properly working. Other than that, it looks, well, okay in every point. I just needed to add some details to the map and stuff. I started by placing a lot of distant islands all across the map to, sort of give that depth of being stranded in an ocean like scenario. Like, it's not going to be a full ocean, there are going to be land, but you won't be able to go down to it or something like that. I don't know, I just wanted to add these mountains to make things look a little bit better. Besides, they were, laying around the pre-made asset package anyway, so I thought, why not just put them to better use. Also, the fog was pretty interesting because I really, really liked the fog, and the fog is gonna be a pretty huge part of how I was gonna, basically make the game look like, and I think the fog looks really good. And oh my, just when you thought I was gonna say the project is almost done, You forgot I missed the most important part of being an indie game: post processing. Now, what is post processing? If you don't know what post processing is, what are you doing? It's basically makeup, just a little bit light makeup makes your game look good. And I just did that same thing. Okay, now that we have a good looking post processing setup and everything looks just enough, it was time to add in those smaller details such as rocks and hills and trees and other things. Things that make your game feel complete in every way. I didn't really want to leave the level, completely empty because it was going to be a relaxing game about exploration. And if there isn't anything to explore, what the hell is this game about? So I ended up adding these rocks and other things, and it's also, made the level feel a little bit more alive by placing in some water lily things. I was also going to place other stuff as well, but for now I just kept things at a minimal level. Also, this is the part where my boat occasionally just decided that, you know what, I can't hold it in anymore. I just wanna. And with some final finishing touches, I present to you, well, the final look. Well, it's not the final look. There's a lot of other things I haven't really shown, and I will add them, I guess. I don't know. I'm basically done with the project anyway. I usually lose interest the day later, when I just close the project thinking that I'll work on it tomorrow, and that's exactly when I lose all interest in ever opening that project ever again. So yeah, this is the final look at the game. I will be uploading it on Itch. If you want to play it over there, do so, waste your time. You know, Put yourself some slacks, and project files are going to be available in my Patreon page if you want to check into them. And there's also going to be the entire game over there as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, even though this game is really buggy, I'd say this is more playable than any game released in 2023.